I had a problem with ice. I had gone through quite a horrific, traumatic breakup. I ended up on the ice and I needed to get off it, and I had to move away from the town I was in. I came to Townsville and just made sure that I did not associate with any, those kind of people. And I had been here about 4 weeks, and I decided that I needed to do something to keep up with the kids. So I started to go to the gym, and it just led from one thing to another. I made a deal with myself that anytime I think about going to gym, I'm going to go gym.
Is it almost like replacing one addiction to a new addiction being the gym?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. And it became like an addiction, but it was a good addiction. The addiction was I walked away from there being proud, and I had spent so many years being ashamed of my bad choices and my addictions and the way I'd been treated by my ex-partner and the things that had happened to me. And going to the gym, I was able to walk out each time going like, hell yeah, I just did that. Go me, and lift that mood, which then carried on to every other part of my life.
At the time, was that a difficult transition, to make for yourself?
Yes, because I don't think anyone has ever talked about this. I've never heard anybody else talk about it, but coming off ice is almost like you end up with almost chronic fatigue, and you are so used to having so much energy that when you come off it, you're just zapped, absolutely zapped. And I remember driving through the supermarket car park one day and watching people with their supermarket and thinking to myself, when am I ever going to have the energy again to just do my supermarket shopping? And I found that as I sort of came through that and my energy started coming back, I started the gym and the energy came back because I was creating good endorphins and good hormones, and I was starting then to feed myself nutritiously. And if you've got an addictive nature, you're going to just keep replacing one for another.
What then was it that sparked you to want to go, hey, I could actually do this as my career now? This could be a full-time job.
It was an accident, actually. I thought I was going for a job interview in a gym, and it actually turned out to be a sales pitch for personal training course. And I went, why not? Let's do this. And before you know it, I'd signed up and went, right, well, this is obviously what I'm meant to do. I spent a lot of time. I'm a chef, and I didn't understand nutrition. I had to get mentored by someone interstate, helping me understand what to do in the gym, what to eat, all of those sorts of things. And I thought, if I'm having this problem, there's other women out there having this problem, and I need to make this easy for them. That was it. I just decided that's what I was going to do. I just haven't looked back.
What were the changes in yourself that you saw, whether it be in your mind or in your body, as a result of you going down this different health journey?
Well, at first, and I always say this, first step is accepting and acknowledging that you've got an issue. And then you can start working on how to fix that issue. I had to accept that I had an issue with the ice. I had to accept that I'd got myself into a bit of a bad situation. Once I had accepted that, then I tried to find what I loved about myself. What was I proud of? What were the morals and principles that I stand by that make me a good person? And that was what kept the drive going. So I ended up, I've got 2 photos that I keep. One was when I first arrived here, and I was skinny, on the ice at 52 kilos. And then there was a photo of me at 67 kilos a few years later, wearing the same clothes, but 15 kilos difference, and that was 15 kilos of muscle. And I looked fitter, I looked stronger, I was healthier.
Well, you've now opened your own gym in Townsville, helping over 900 women. How are you able to uplift them in the gym and in that sort of environment? Because
I'm one of them. I'm not anything special. I'm a woman that just wants to feel better in her own skin, who wants to feel proud of herself. I let everybody know that although we may all have a different story behind us, we all feel the same emotions. The emotions are not any different to anyone else's, just the reason behind them. But I let them know that I'm one of them too.
It sounds like the gym, health, nutrition, it sounds like it's been pretty much a life changer for you, Jo. Is that fair to say?
Oh, absolutely. It's coming up to 9 years of my business. I was 10 years clean back on the 18th of January this year. So big achievements.
Since starting your business and going down the health journey, have you seen anyone with similar stories to you that you're able to help coach through?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I've got a lady who's actually started with me this year. Didn't know how she was going to go, never stepped foot in a gym. She's 3 years clean off the ice. She had lost her child and fought for him back, and, she's on this great journey and she's done it all, and now it's time for her. She ended up upping her session. She comes 5 days a week now because she loves the feeling that she's getting out of it, and she's loving seeing her body change and being proud and keeping it going. So there's been a few over the time, but I've got, one this year, and she's just, her whole attitude, and you can just see, she's just, the whole way she walks and talks and holds herself is just proud.
10 years ago, Jo, if someone were to say to you that this is where you would be now, would you have believed them, or how do you feel now being able to do this and helping others?
I would never. I had never stepped foot in a gym. It was like never. I was the most unhealthiest eater, obviously being on the ice and alcohol as well. You don't eat very well, even though I was a chef, but I didn't understand nutrition. But yeah, I failed PE and home economics at school. And I ended up being a chef and a personal trainer. But I love the fact that I've created something very unique, and I've created this safe space, and I've created something that every single woman can do. I've got people with MS. I've got people that have had cerebral palsy, people with amputees, people, there has been all sorts. I've got a lady at the moment who hasn't been able to sit on a chair in years because she can't get back up. I've got her standing up off a chair. So I've got some amazing women that come through my gym, and that they are just as inspirational as I am to them. They are to me. Power to women. Knowledge is power, and power to the women.